Why Genghis Khan is the most brutal ruler of all time. Genghis Khan, originally named Temujin, was born around 1162 in the Mongolian steppes. His early life was marked by hardship and survival after his father, a tribal leader, was poisoned by rival clans. Temujin and his family were left to fend for themselves, living in poverty and facing constant threats from enemies. Despite these challenges, Temujin showed remarkable leadership skills from a young age. He began to gather a small group of followers, using his charisma and strategic alliances to unite the Mongolian tribes under his leadership. By 1206, he had successfully united the Mongolian tribes and was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. This marked the beginning of his brutal and expansive conquests. Genghis Khan was a master military strategist, known for his innovative and ruthless tactics. He employed a highly disciplined and mobile cavalry, which could move quickly and strike unexpectedly. The Mongol army used psychological warfare, spreading fear to demoralize and intimidate enemies before battles even began. They were also known for their use of deception, such as feigned retreats and surprise attacks. Genghis Khan's forces used composite bows, which had greater range and power than those of their adversaries. His strategies emphasized speed, mobility, and adaptability, allowing the Mongol army to conquer vast territories and diverse enemies with brutal efficiency. One of the most brutal episodes in Genghis Khan's campaigns was the siege of Nishapur in 1221. After his son-in-law was killed during the siege, Genghis Khan ordered the city to be completely destroyed. It is reported that the Mongols massacred the entire population, including men, women, and children. Estimates suggest that up to 1.7 million people were killed in this single event. The Mongols' methodical destruction of the city and its inhabitants served as a stark warning to other cities and nations of the dire consequences of resisting Mongol rule. This event is often cited as a prime example of Genghis Khan's ruthlessness and the sheer scale of his brutality. The Khwarezmian Empire's encounter with Genghis Khan is another testament to his brutal conquests. In 1218, after a trade caravan sent by Genghis Khan was massacred on the orders of the Khwarezmian Shah, Genghis Khan launched a full-scale invasion. His forces systematically destroyed the empire, employing scorched-earth tactics and leaving entire cities in ruins. The Mongols massacred the population of several cities, ensuring that no one was left alive to oppose them. The destruction of Khwarezm showcased Genghis Khan's policy of ruthless retribution against those who defied him, further establishing his reputation as a brutal and unstoppable force. Genghis Khan's campaigns in the Middle East were marked by extreme brutality. During the invasions of Persia and Iraq, cities that resisted were often subjected to complete destruction and mass killings. The Mongols employed terror tactics, making examples of cities that resisted to discourage others from doing the same. Historical accounts describe how entire populations were slaughtered, and the cities were razed to the ground. This approach not only secured Mongol dominance but also instilled a lasting fear that helped prevent further resistance. The sheer scale of the massacres in the Middle East solidified Genghis Khan's legacy as one of history's most brutal rulers. Genghis Khan was a pioneer in the use of psychological warfare, which played a crucial role in his military campaigns. He understood the power of fear and used it as a weapon to break the will of his enemies. The Mongols often spread terrifying stories of their brutality and destruction ahead of their arrival, causing many cities to surrender without a fight. The conquests of Genghis Khan had a profound and often devastating impact on the civilizations they encountered. The Mongol invasions led to the destruction of cities, infrastructure, and cultural heritage. In many cases, entire regions were depopulated as a result of mass killings and forced migrations. The social and economic disruption caused by the Mongol conquests set back the development of many civilizations for decades, if not centuries. For example, the destruction of the Khwarezmian Empire and the sacking of Baghdad, a major center of learning and culture, led to significant losses in knowledge and cultural achievements. The long-term effects of Genghis Khan's brutality were felt across Asia and Europe, shaping the course of history in these regions. Despite his brutality, Genghis Khan also implemented significant administrative reforms that helped stabilize and govern the vast territories he conquered. He established a merit-based system for selecting officials, regardless of their tribal or ethnic background. This approach helped create a more efficient and loyal administration. Genghis Khan also promoted trade and communication across his empire, creating a system of relay stations known as yam, which facilitated the rapid transmission of messages and goods. These reforms contributed to the prosperity and cohesion of the Mongol Empire, ensuring its longevity and influence long after Genghis Khan's death. While his methods were brutal, his administrative innovations laid the foundation for a more unified and interconnected world. Genghis Khan introduced a legal code known as yasa, which was designed to maintain order and discipline within his empire. The yasa covered various aspects of life, including military conduct, social behavior, and the rights of individuals. It emphasized loyalty, obedience, and justice, with severe punishments for those who violated its rules. The strict enforcement of yasa helped to maintain control over the diverse and expansive Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan's legacy is complex and multifaceted. While he is often remembered for his brutal and ruthless conquests, he is also recognized for his achievements in unifying the Mongolian tribes and creating one of the largest empires in history. His military strategies, administrative reforms, and legal innovations had a lasting impact on the world. However, the brutality of his campaigns and the immense loss of life and destruction they caused cannot be overlooked. Genghis Khan's legacy continues to be debated by historians, with some viewing him as a visionary leader and others as a tyrant. His ability to inspire both fear and admiration underscores the enduring significance of his rule in shaping the course of history.